All right, day 4 of the Love Dare Challenge. Love is thoughtful. Psalms 139:17 through 18. How precious also are your thoughts to me. How vast is the sum of them. If I should count them, they would outnumber the sand. Love thinks it's not a mindless feeling that rides on waves of emotion and falls asleep mentally. It keeps busy in thought, knowing that loving thoughts precede loving actions. When you first fell in love, being thoughtful came quite naturally. You spent hours dreaming of what your loved one looked like, wondering what he or she was doing, rehearsing impressive things to say, then enjoying sweet memories of the time you spent together. You honestly confess, I can't stop thinking of you. But for most couples, things begin to change after marriage. The wife finally has her man, the husband has his trophy, the hunt is over, and the pursuing is done. Sparks of romance slowly burn into gray embers, and the motivation for thoughtfulness cools. You drift into focusing on your job, your friends, your problems, your personal desires, yourself. After a while, you unintentionally begin to ignore the needs of your mate. But the fact that marriage has added another person to your universe does not change. Therefore, if your thinking doesn't mature enough to constantly include this person, you catch yourself being surprised rather than being thoughtful. Today's our anniversary. I didn't think I needed to consult you in that decision. Why would that upset you? If you don't learn to be thoughtful, you end up regretting missed opportunities to demonstrate love. Thoughtlessness is a silent enemy to a loving relationship. Let's be honest, men struggle with thoughtlessness more than women. A man can focus like a laser on one thing and forget the rest of the world. Whereas this can benefit him in that one arena, it can make him overlook other things that need his attention. A woman, on the other hand, is more multi conscious, able to maintain an amazing awareness of many factors at once. She could talk on the phone, cook, know where the kids are in the house, and wonder why her husband isn't helping. All simultaneously, adding to this, a woman also tends to think relationally. When she works on something, she is cognizant. What is that one? Cognizant? Cognizant of all the people who are somehow connected to it. Both of these tendencies are examples of how God designed women to complete their men. As God said at creation, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him. Genesis 2:18. But these differences also create opportunities for misunderstanding. Men, for example, tend to think in headlines and say exactly what they mean. Not much is needed to understand the message. His words are more literal and shouldn't be overanalyzed, but women often think and speak between the lines. They tend to hint. A man needs to listen for what is implied if he wants to get the full meaning. If a couple doesn't understand this about one another, the fallout can result in an endless disagreement. He's frustrated, wondering why she speaks in riddles and doesn't just come out and say things. That reminds me of somebody. And I'm not talking about us. She's frustrated, wondering why he's so inconsiderate and doesn't add two and two together and just figure her out. I know, don't I always say, study me? Okay. A woman deeply longs for her husband to be thoughtful. It is a key to helping her feel loved. When she speaks, a wise man will listen like a detective to discover the unspoken needs and desires her words imply. If, however, she always has to put the pieces together for him, it steals the opportunity for him to demonstrate that he loves her. I never heard of it like that.
It'd still be a lot easier though.
Now, then that means the woman has to do everything again, putting the puzzles to the piece. Never stop studying your why. Okay, this also explains why women will get upset with their husbands without telling them why. In her mind, she's thinking, I shouldn't have to spell it out for him. I don't know when's the last time, by the way, I thought of like that. She should be able to look at the situation and see what's going on here. At the same time, he's grieved because he can't read her mind, and he wonders why he's being punished for a crime he didn't know he committed. Love requires thoughtfulness on both sides, the kind that builds bridges through the constructive combination of patience, kindness, and selflessness. Oh my word. Love teaches you to meet in the middle, to respect and appreciate how your spouse uniquely thinks. A husband should listen to his wife and learn to be considerate of her unspoken messages. A wife should learn to communicate truthfully and not say one thing while meaning another. But it's easy to become angry and frustrated instead. Following the destructive pattern of ready, shoot, aim, you speak harshly now and determine later if you should have said it. But the thoughtful nature of love teaches you to engage your mind before engaging your lips. Love thinks before speaking. It filters words through a grid of truth and kindness. When was the last time you spent a few minutes thinking about how you could better understand and demonstrate love to your spouse? What immediate need can you meet? What's the next event, anniversary, birthday, holiday, you could be preparing for? Great marriages come from great thinking. Today's dare: contact your spouse sometime during the business of the day. Have no agenda other than asking how he or she is doing and if there is anything you could do for them. What did you learn about yourself or your spouse by doing this today? How could this become a more natural routine and genuinely helpful part of your lifestyle? I thank my God in all my remembrance of you. Philippians 1:3.